Now, for my folks who are traditionally Microsoft PowerPoint users but are considering transitioning to Google Slides, one of the things you need to know about Google Slides is that in terms of formatting, whereas in PowerPoint, bulleted lists are often automatically included in a text box, that is not the case in Google Slides. So you're going to need to be familiar with creating bulleted lists or number lists in Slides. And for those folks who are brand new to Google Slides, consider this a little bit of a new demonstration. So let's jump right into it. So I have my blank presentation again, and I want to start adding text, but before that, I want to make sure it's organized in a bulleted or number list format. So how do we do that? Well, I clicked on my text box here. I'm going to navigate over to my toolbar at the very top, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the format icon here. And you'll notice that when I click on format, you'll notice we have the ability to change the alignment and indentation, line and paragraph spacing, and then below that, we have the ability to create a numbered list or a bulleted list. So let's go ahead and start with the bulleted list. I can just simply click on the bulleted list here, or I can hover over it, and you can see that we have a variety of different options in terms of how we want the bulleted list to appear on our presentation. So I'll start with the basic one here. It's going to be the black circles, open circles, and squares. And now I have my bulleted list, and I can arrange it in this format. So let's say, for example, this is just going to be my course outline. So I'm going to say chapter 1. And then at any point in time, if I wanted to continue the list, I can hit enter. And then chapter 2. But let's say, for example, I want to create some sub-list within each bullet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit enter first, and then I'm going to hit the tab icon. And you can see here that creates the sub-list. And now under the chapter 2 bullet, I can put in new information. So in this case, what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to be talking about transitioning from Google to the greater Google workspace. And then if I want to add another sublist, again, what I need to do is hit enter and then tab once over, and I have another one, and it will continue that way. So it's a really helpful way to keep your thoughts, keep your text organized within a presentation. And if at any point in time I want to go back, let's say actually I don't want to make this a sublist, I want it to be its own category, all I have to do is hit enter to go back one bullet, and then I can hit enter again to go back another one, and I can continue my list onwards from there. Whoops, chapter 3. Okay, so that's how we do it in a traditional bullet list, but there's also still a variety of different formatting options we have even from here. So let's just highlight all of this for a second. Let's go back into format, and then from there I can change the alignment and the indentation. So let's say, for example, I want to increase the indent between this main bullet and the sub bullet. Well, I go back into formatting, align and indent, and I can increase indentation. You can see here that it automatically pushed it into that new sub list. And then I can do that again, go back to format, align and indent, increase indentation, and it'll keep pushing it more and more. Or I can do the reverse and decrease the indent by hitting enter, back to format, align and indent, and decrease. And this is where getting a handle on your different keyboard shortcuts could come in really helpful and save you some time, because instead of doing that, I can use my keyboard shortcut, or I can use the enter, or the tab here to do it that way. So find the way that works for you. If you want to use the formatting button and do it that way, that's totally fine. Or you can save yourself some time by getting to know some of these keyboard shortcuts and doing it as such. Now, another thing we can do is change the entire formatting of our bulleted list. So let's say, for example, I'm not a fan of doing the bulleted list this way. I actually would like to try a different style. What I can do is I can highlight over my list here, go to format, bullets and numbering, and now I can choose to make this a number list. And again, if I hover over the number list menu, I can choose from a variety of different number list formats, click on the one that I like the best, and you can see here I went ahead and changed our numbering. If at any point in time I'd like to make any changes to how my number list appears or how my bulleted list appears, I can right click, and you can see here that I have a variety of different options for how I would like that to appear here. So I can change it to arrows, right click again, change it back to bullets. There's a lot of different variety you can use in terms of changing how your list appear here. Okay. Give that a click one more time and right click over it. You can see here that we have different formatting options. So we can change the size and rotation. the position. I would consider this more of an intermediate skill, but it's good to know that you can have, if you have that familiarity with the list, you can go ahead and change those options. Right click one more time. You can also change the text fit. And again, we talk a lot more about these in the intermediate and advanced courses here, but just demonstrating where all these icons are located. Okay. Going back to formatting, for example, for this last little bit here, bullets and numbering, you can also see we have list options. And here's we can access even more formats, more bullets. We can input special characters if we want to personalize our list and make it a bit more unique. We can input these special characters instead of the traditional bullets. Adds a little bit more pop, a little bit more zest to your overall presentation, a little bit more life. And then last but not least, if we had continued making this list, we go down to list options, you'll notice that we'd have the ability to restart the numbering. So let's say, for example, I was making my list and I'm down to about 3 or 4 different options, and I'll change this back to the traditional format here. And I'm going along and I'm writing in, I have 4 or 5, maybe 10 different options. I can go back to format, list options, and I have the ability to restart numbering. And I can restart the number at my choice. So let's say, let's go back to 1. And as you can see here, that brand new option that I put in will now restart the list at 1. And that's particularly great. Let's say if you're making a couple of different subgroups and you like to separate it, you don't have to just keep the list going from 3. You can restart it, have that separate category, and go from there. And what's great about this, you might have saw that very briefly, even though I restarted the numbering down below, if I go back up to this point 3 and I hit enter, it'll continue the list there for me. So I can continue the list in one angle, restart the numbering on a second list, and write it in as needed there. So there's some really great formatting options, really great way to play around with bulleted lists. All of this is the name of the game, is really just to help you organize your thoughts, keep things easy to read, keep things accessible. And so I highly recommend getting to use some of these bulleted and number lists on your presentations.